The 2023 legislative session was an eventful one, with significant changes to state law and large one-time investments in every budget area. Joining me to provide his perspective on all that happened is Senate Minority Leader Mark Johnson. Thanks for being here.
Hey, great to be here. You can tell it's the end of session. I don't have a suit coat on or a tie, so
you're
a little casual.
Interim wear.
Interim wear.
Yes.
That's exactly it.
In true Minnesota legislative fashion, there was a deal in the final days of the session, though not necessarily the deal that you wanted. In this case, an additional $300 million was allocated to Minnesota nursing homes, and this is something that Republicans sounded the alarm on the entire session. How far will this money go in alleviating that crisis?
Yeah, this is something that we really fought for. You know, we had a number of conditions that we were looking for on the bonding bill, but at the end of the day, the governor cut out $100 million for nursing homes. Then there was a loan program that was proposed as well for nursing homes, which didn't do anything. They're already drowning in debt, their reserves are gone, a loan is not going to help. So we fought really hard, finally got $300 million for them. I think it'll stabilize based on our payment systems here. We looked at a number of different ways that we could do this, and this really looked to be the best way of stabilizing nursing homes. I had 2 in my district that shut down, and I'm not the only one. We have other senators that had similar situations. We just want to make sure that those institutions are still able to care for those in our community that really need the help, and so I'm confident that this will help out those organizations.
The money for nursing homes was in exchange for the votes that the DFL majority needed to pass a bonding bill. Thanks to this deal, now the state will spend $2.6 billion in cash and general obligation bonds on capital improvement projects all across the state. So in the end, is this a good deal for Minnesota?
Yeah, I think when you look back, there hasn't been a bonding bill for a number of years now. So, you know, I worry about the debt service payments and what that's going to do to Minnesota credit. But when you look right now, we're down on the debt service payments. We have room there to do some capacity to do it. And plus, our communities are really crying out for wastewater, for infrastructure on roads and bridges. Those sorts of things are really we needed. There's airport infrastructure in there as well, connecting our communities both in our state, regionally, and nationally. So I think overall that was good spending. Now, when you look at some of the priorities that the Democrats put on, part of that, an additional cash bill that they had that was voted on the side that didn't have any Republican support was a bill that really did a lot for private entities, that work around the Twin Cities that I think was fairly questionable to our caucus. But the overall bonding aspect was really focused on the infrastructure that we need to focus on in the state.
You and other Republicans pointed out repeatedly that the DFL majority is a slim one and that 48% of Minnesota voters supported Republican candidates. With the exception of the bonding bill, the majority decides. Did the DFL majority do enough, in your view, to consider the interests of all of Minnesota?
Yeah, so that's a great question. We've been pointing this out all session long. Was, typically you have a lot of bipartisan work. If I came into the Senate in 2016, first session was 2017, and you had a lot of folks who would cross the aisle and we'd talk about issues and temper expectations on both sides. And it really was kind of the collegial body that the Senate's known for. This year, it just amazed me that the DFL went into the corner, on every issue from gun rights to women's health to the clean energy. They completely partisan approach to it, whereas they weren't even talking with us on, well, how can we get your votes? What would make this better? What do you disagree on? And what can we improve on this bill, which is foreign to what the Senate should be. And so I was extremely disappointed at how that activity happened. That's not legislating. That is dictating from a certain angle that doesn't benefit all of Minnesota.
Well, then I'd like your take on this next question, because if the tables were turned and the governor was a Republican and the Senate and the House had Republican majorities, would you still want DFL buy-in, or would it still be a kind of winner-take-all? Is that where we are in politics, where if one party has all the control, then they make all the decisions?
That's a great hypothetical that I can't tell you exactly how it would turn out. But when Republicans are in control, like in the last 6 years in the Senate, you saw a lot of bipartisan work that happened there. with the thin margins that we have, we represent not only just rural Minnesota. You know, a lot of Republicans come from rural, but we also have some of the exurbs that we have around the state, around the cities here as well. So we got to balance those interests in this state. This isn't like North Dakota or South Dakota or different places where you can get so far right or so far left. Well, apparently you can get so far left, but for Republicans, it doesn't work that way. Where we've got to make sure that we're balancing the interests across the state, and it's so diverse that, you know, from my expectation, we would be bringing in people having a lot more bipartisan work going forward.
There was a lot of new policy passed this session. You've referenced it. I'll reference a few more. There's paid family and medical leave program, which is going to come on board. There's changes to election laws. There are incentives to allow incarcerated people to be released earlier. There's the legalization of the recreational use of cannabis for adults. And that's just a few of the policy changes that were passed this session. How much will this session change Minnesota?
I think the governor said it best. This is a transformational session, and Obama was tweeting out this weekend as well about if you don't think elections have consequences, look at Minnesota, the changes that we're making. Look, this is a huge gamble. This is a number of broken promises. You know, the Democrats really looked like Republicans when they were campaigning last year. You know, about taxes. It was about community safety. It was about education. And yet it seems like we took huge steps back from that, and it was more agenda driven. And so we're raising taxes like crazy. We've spent the surplus. You know, it's going into these big programs that who knows what the impact is going to be, but we do know the costs are going to be lingering in the tails for many, many, many years to come. And so, you know, I don't know exactly what the outcome is going to be at this point, but just reading the tea leaves, this is so expensive. This is not what Minnesotans voted for. This is not what they were advertising that they were going to be doing. So I hope Minnesotans are paying attention to the impacts that this is going to have going forward.
For you personally, this was your first session in the minority. You said you were elected 2016, came in 2017, and this is also your first session leading the Republican caucus. Right. So with what you have learned this session, is there anything you will do differently in the future, or what have you learned?
Sure. No, that's a great question. So I'm honored to lead the Republicans in the minority here right now. Just a great group of people, you know, very diverse in their thought, you know, all over the state. We have metro folks, and we've got people from, you know, like me that are out in the corner of the state. And so it's really been a fun challenge. Learned a lot about managing a large group of people, and we just have a great group to lead here. Some of the things that I'm going to make sure that we work on in the interim and going forward into next year is trying to build those relationships. When the last election cycle happened, we lost on the Republican side like 176 years of experience. You think of all those relationships on both sides that were lost, that had been built over many, many years. And now, you know, it's like we're starting from zero again. We're starting from scratch. And so how do we build those relationships? And that's something that's going to be pretty important to actually getting some bipartisan work going forward again, because that's what we're known for as an institution, and I hope that's something that comes back.
Senate Minority Leader Mark Johnson, thank you so much.
Thank you.